That devastating shooting outside Union Station calls for unity throughout Chiefs Kingdom.
And so certainly very tragic, and I wouldn't do anything to downplay that tragedy. But I don't think this represents Chiefs Kingdom.
We explain how the community is coming together to inspire hope. We are now more than 24 hours removed from that shooting at the conclusion of that Chiefs victory rally at Union Station. Tonight, many, including us, still processing this senseless act of violence.
One person was killed, 22 others were shot, including 9 children. The person who died, a local radio DJ, whose siblings say they're leaning on their community today.
We're very fortunate to have a very loving and caring family and our faith foundation. That is what's getting us through today.
Today, KCPD Chief Stacey Graves and Mayor Quentin Lucas held a press conference where we learned that 2 juveniles are in custody and there is no connection to terrorism. They say it appears the shooting stemmed from an altercation between 2 groups.
Tonight, we are amplifying the voices of those that were there that day, along with family and friends of the woman who died.
We also want to take time to address the shared trauma that many of us are facing and the resources to help, as well as calls for unity. So
to do so, we are bringing you team coverage, some who were at or near Union Station when those gunshots rang out.
We begin with KSHB 41 News anchor Caitlin Canute.
Well, Kevin and Dia, behind me, you can see Union Station down there below. For so long, that served as a symbol of celebration for our city, and now it stands for something else. For people who were here yesterday, we were among those crowds that experienced the chaos, the confusion, and then the sorrow when we realized what happened. For so many who were there yesterday, what started as a celebration has now turned into something that will likely leave their lives forever changed, and that's certainly true for one family, those close to Lisa Lopez Galvan. She was a beloved radio DJ with KKFI, a host of Taste of Tejano, a radio show that airs on 90.1 FM. We've talked to her family and friends. They're still reeling.
It took me almost a day to realize she was murdered, and that's just a horrible feeling.
A local mom, just 1 year younger than me, she was there yesterday with her kids. I know reporter Abby Dodge had a chance to speak to some of her family members. Abby, I cannot even imagine what they are going through right now.
Caitlin, it was a really emotional conversation for us all. Right now, I'm standing outside of Sacred Heart Guadalupe Church. It's a neighborhood church here in the West Side that the Lopez family has been going to for decades. They say that this church and their faith is what's guiding them through this incredibly difficult time. Just a few minutes ago, I finished up a conversation with Lisa's brother and sister. There were laughs, of course. She was the life of the party, but there were also some tears from everyone, myself included. But at the center of it all, they kept their sister's name alive. They never thought that living in this tight-knit community of the West Side, or really the greater metro area as a whole, that something like this would happen to our city, Kansas City, the heartland. But for it to happen to their sister is heartbreaking.
We want to focus on her life and how much joy she brought to all of us. We digress a little bit sometimes when we think about the situation, but at the end of the day, we want to remember how loving, caring, and the life of the party, as Bethel mentioned, that she was. We want to remember that. We want to make sure that the whole community remembers that with us, but I have a feeling they're going to remind us very often.
The impact that she had by raising funds for many charitable organizations and causes, those are things we can continue to advocate and be involved in, and just continue to be a friend to as many people as possible, and speak about, you know, this incident that happened. We want to make something positive out of it.
We all are going to miss her. She's our baby sister. She loved to bring everyone together, but her family, she adored them. She did everything for them. And so she's a really, really great loss to her family.
Carmen and Beto say that their sister and the love that this community has shared for her is really weighing heavy on their heart, and they're enjoying hearing all of those memories from the community, so much so that they're thinking about holding a gathering for people, maybe a vigil in the coming days or weeks. They're still working out the details there, but they're also, of course, mourning the loss of their sister as well. In Kansas City, Abby Dodge, KSHB 41 News.
Thank you, Abby. In those frantic moments outside Union Station, we saw the helpers. Like the fans who help kids and others get to safety. Event staff jumping in to help people climbing over the barricades. Others simply taking the time to offer a hug, a moment of comfort after chaos. Another image we want to share, law enforcement taking the time to care for children, giving comfort amid a frantic scene.
The tragedy in this community was met with strength, compassion, and absolute preparedness.
That was Stephanie Meyer with Children's Mercy Hospital, where they treated 9 children who were shot. 9 kids who were shot. Today, the hospital shared only 3 of those children remain in the hospital. Some good news there. They are expected to recover, at least from their physical injuries. It's important to remember, though, those wounds you can't always see that often go untreated.
We know that sometimes the people who witnessed or who were bystanders can have just as large of an effect in terms of a trauma impact.
Again, if you were here at the parade, or even if you were watching at home and you've been impacted by this, that's normal. That happens. And that trauma is something health experts and city leaders say they are well aware of, and they're trying to connect families to. KSHB 41 News reporter Jian Kim is hearing from the Child Protection Center about how you can talk to your kids about violence, as well as 2 local moms who are navigating those very conversations.
Kristen Roostrom and I sat in these exact chairs 2 days ago, talking about how to attend the parade safely with young children.
It feels a little surreal to say, yeah, go to the parade and take your kids and prepare and do all these things, not knowing that this was about to happen.
Having an exit plan, air tagging your children, and taking a picture of your kids on the day. None of that could have prepared parents for Wednesday's tragedy.
It just makes me want to scream.
Parents like Kristen woke up in the morning wondering when and how to help their children process the horrific sights and sounds.
What were some of the questions that your boys had for you, and how did you navigate that?
As we were watching, they were most concerned of, did anyone die? Did anyone die? Yeah. And are there kids? And so we were truthful with them as the information came.
Honesty. Dawn with the Child Protection Center tells me it's best practice.
It's okay for kids to know that really scared mom too.
She says parents should start conversations as soon as possible in an age-appropriate way and look out for common trauma responses like difficulty sleeping, loss in appetite, or increased separation anxiety.
For others, it may take a little while.
And when the time comes, consider opening with a general question like, what have you heard? Oftentimes, they have false information from friends at school. That's why Sarah McGinnity prioritizes these conversations at home.
We talk about being kind to each other, and that sometimes, bad guys get guns, and for whatever reason, whether they're sick in their brain, we'll talk about that, mental health, or whether it's they're angry or they don't feel loved.
Both Sarah and Kristen tell me they are angry. In the days to come, they're finding avenues to reclaim the happy memories they made there. For Kristen, that means donating to causes important to gun reform and calling her local representatives.
A local mother lost her life. I don't want it to be my own. I don't want it to be my own children's. I didn't want it to be hers. This is not okay, and we have to have change.
Jian Kim, KSHB 41 News.
I think a lot of us parents can relate to that. I had a tough conversation with my kids this morning, asking them, how are you feeling? Do you have questions? And admitting to them, yesterday I was scared, and this morning I am sad. We're going to process these feelings together. Reporting live outside of Union Station, I'm Caitlin Canute. Back to you.
Caitlin, appreciate your strength during this tough time and your reporting.